Today we will do a chart analysis of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. We will not talk about his life story as you all know well about him, but we'll just check this video is only about the planetary positions. So when we talk, we have two things majorly we have to discuss about his sannyasa yoga and his fame, because there are so many sayings, but why did he get so much of fame? That two things we have to discuss in detail. So this video is about that. And if you check his chart, there are four planets which are in exaltation. So one is Venus, the second one is Mars, thirdly it is Saturn, and Rahu in Taurus is also considered exalted. Okay. And if you check the Lagna wise, his first house, why it has become very very strong, because it is together with the Sun, which controls the soul, Moon, which controls the mind, also Mercury, which controls nervous system. And for anyone to become a saint, sannyasa, the first should be applied. That is a combination of three or four planets in one Rashi. In that way, this first house becomes very strong, and also been aspected by the Mercury, which gives ninth aspect, which is very very strong. So that way the Lagna becomes very strong, and also the Mercury and also the Jupiter aspect gives his fifth to the Saturn. Saturn is a Lagna lord, Nadipati. So in that way, Lagna becomes Lagna planets, first house planets become very strong, and also Lagnapati, Saturn also becomes very strong, and it is exalted also. So in that way, it is very very good placement for him, which made him focus towards the spiritual side. And also, if you check the second house of Venus, Venus is exalted there, but if you check the Navamsha, it is in the debilitation. So that means the exaltation gets cancelled. So he did not enjoy much of his comforts, and he did not take up luxury and sophisticated life. He lived a very simple life that you all know, because that is because of debilitation of the Venus, cancellation of the Venus. Okay, and if you see the fifth house is for the hobby, um, recreation, or the way how we want to live a life. So that Jupiter is involved over this. Jupiter is a benefic planet, and as all know, Jupiter means preaching, teaching, and also which is connected to the holy books. So he took that as a hobby in at first stage, and later if you check the ninth house, so we'll go one by one. So ninth house is the house of spirituality, divinism, divine and the temples related work. So in that way, the planet sitting there is Adipati, and it is exalted. So that gave him too much devotion towards God. And when you talk about the tenth house, it is Scorpio. So what is happening here is the Ketu is sitting over there. Ketu is already a spiritual planet. Whenever you talk about spirituality, Ketu should be in the first benefic place. Okay, and it is in the Karmasthana, 10th house. That also he took it as a profession, because he was appointed as a priest. First, he was assisted by his brother Ram Kumar. Later, after his death, he was been given main priest. He was being selected main priest. So then he started giving devotion towards the God, and taking it as a profession. So whatever money he earned, either it can be because of hobby or profession, it's only because of the spirituality and preaching. So in that way, it made very clear. And also the 12th lord of separation, Moksha Karaga, Moksha house, which has exalted Mars. Okay, so here also there is a Navamsha, also there is exaltation of Mars. So in that way, and also if you check, there is a parivardhana between the Mars and the Moon. So Mars became his boldness towards the god Kali, as you all know the story of um, him with the relation with him with the Kali, because he used to feed her and the food used to get empty. So these stories and all, it really happened, and many people have explained and experienced, witnessed it. So in that way, his boldness was very good towards the spirituality and the devotion. And also If you talk about his profession, he just started with the. He got married at the age of. We will also discuss about his marriage. He got married in the year 1859. So the running dasha was Saturn and Mahadasha was Saturn, and the Bhukti wise it is Sun. Okay, we will check why it is Sun Bhukti because for anyone marriage to happen, there should be a connection of the seventh lord or seventh house planets or any planet which is aspect of the seventh house. In that way, the seventh lord means Sun. It is Sun here. The Lord is Sun, and also been aspected. Sun is aspecting its own house. In that way, he got married, and also if you check that year, if you check that year 1859, the Jupiter is in Gemini, and also which is giving his ninth aspect to the his Rashi, that is Aquarius. So that was also coach are also very supportive, and then when we talk about that was very supportive when the book was very good, but did he enjoy after marriage? Did he enjoy any comforts? He never enjoyed because his Venus in the house of family, but it his exaltation got cancelled. Okay, that is one thing. And also, if we talk about profession, we already spoke. Ketu is in the 10th house, so he took up the profession of being a priest, and also he was a preacher also. So he does the work of Jupiter and also Ketu. That is one thing, and also he did the work of ninth house also towards spiritualism, and because of the exalted planet is Saturn sitting over there, so very devoted to God, very much devoted to the God, we can say. And also at last, if we talk about his death, he died in the year 1885. During that time, Ketu Mahadasha was going on, and Bhukti wise it is Venus. Why Venus? Why he has to die in the Venus Bhukti? That is because Venus became very strong Maraka and Badaka, because for his lagna in Aquarius, ninth lord will be Badakadipati. So ninth lord is Venus here, so that becomes the first Badaka, and also the planet sitting in the seventh and second will be Maraka. The planet sitting in the second and seventh will be in the Maraka Sthana will be creating death, afflicting this thing, incident. So in that way, Venus is second place in the second house. So that becomes the Venus became very strong Badaka and Maraka both for him. So that's why Ketu in the Ketu Mahadasha Venus Bhukti he has to leave us. Thank you very much for watching this video.